existence. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys. The best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed. The unit of your life is your identification about you. How you perceive you is the unit with which you measure whole universe. Introducing your higher existence in parallel universe, asserting your higher existence in parallel universe, reassuring about your higher existence in parallel universe, initiating you and giving you the experience about your higher existence, making you face yourself in the parallel universe is my responsibility. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed. The unit of your life is your identification about you. How you perceive you is the unit with which you measure whole universe. Introducing your higher existence in parallel universe, asserting your higher existence in parallel universe, reassuring about your higher existence in parallel universe, initiating you and giving you the experience about your higher existence, making you face yourself in the parallel universe is my responsibility. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam everyone, welcoming all the viewers watching us live on all of the social media platforms to this beautiful day where we're having the Sundareshwara Pattabhishekam, the celebrations of the coronation of Lord Sundareshwara. Just a few security measures before we begin the session. Please make sure that all forms of photography, video, and audio recording is prohibited. Important cautions. We welcome all the KAILASA Vasis, attending from Kailasa's monasteries, gurukuls, temples, ashrams, and centers from around the world. We welcome all the NTV, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube viewers, and all those blessed to have Naina Diksha, the two-way video conferencing, who are joining us for today's program. A brief introduction about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities a lifestyle for humanity. Let us now go through a few of the coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before 1981, he was identified as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva by spiritual adepts and enlightened masters of Hinduism. In 1981, initiated into Balasanyas and Chaturmasya at the age of 3. In 1988, coronated as the future Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Tondai Mandala Adhinam, the oldest monastic university. In the year 1994, successor of the Arunachala Sarvanyapeetham by Guru Parampara, and in the year 1999, founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally. In the same year, coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvanyapeetha. In the year 2002, founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvanyapeetha, and in the year 2004, declared as successor of Bhagyanagara Sri Pura Sarvanyapeetha and the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Surangi Samarajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage. In the year 2007, declared as Guru Mahasanidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvanyapeetha and Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. In the year 2012, coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Shyamala Peetha Sarvanyapeetham, the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom. In the year 2013, officially coronated as Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order, the youngest Mahamandaleshwar. And in the same year, declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the then incumbent spiritual head. And in the same year, coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Tanjavur Adhinam, Tiruvarur Adhinam, Vedaranyam Adhinam, and Panchanadikulam. In the year 2015, coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam and the Adipita Koladamatha, and elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has various global initiatives, over 28 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages and translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's literature has over 20 million copies, books, and articles sold, read, and downloaded. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by over 1 billion followers of Hinduism, over 10,000 hours of discourses, and over 1 billion views on social media. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures of Hinduism, such as the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, etc. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader, and acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins' Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. The Sovereign Order of Sri KAILASA, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, and Hindu Diaspora are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world, with satellite campuses in over 150 countries. He is also the establisher of over 1,000 KAILASA Enlightenment ecosystems and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvanyapithas. We will now be moving on to the manifestation of extraordinary powers after a short break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed. The unit of your life is your identification about you. How you perceive you is the unit with which you measure whole universe. Introducing your higher existence in parallel universe, asserting your higher existence in parallel universe, reassuring about your higher existence in parallel universe, initiating you.
Nithyananda, everyone, welcome back. We will now be looking into the manifestation of extraordinary powers. In the Vedagamas, the source scripture of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest over 463 extraordinary Shaktis through the third eye. Manifesting powers are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Vyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, and Anugraha. We will now be manifesting the power of third eye. The initiated disciples will now be demonstrating the power of body scanning and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha. In this power of body scanning, one awakens the ability to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions through the awakened third eye. We have the scriptural reference, the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye, from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the verse 54. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body or of the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. We will now be looking at the Apta Pramana, the experience of the Vedic rishis. Terayar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agatyar. One day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agatyar for healing. Agatyar uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small terai sitting in the person's brain. Agatyar immediately instructs Terayar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus, he gained the name Terayar. We will also be seeing the Atma Pramana, which is the account from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's life. On the 22nd of December 2019, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed how Swamiji used the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where the balance has to be done. I used allopathy as the second opinion to verify my findings. As a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure, great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through initiation, and millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. You can receive these initiations by attending the Paramashivoham program, which is ongoing in its final 21st day today. You can register at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham and participate in this wonderful program. And also, if any of the participants would like to have the body scanning, you can put your comments in the live Facebook or YouTube stream, where the Acharya will then be scanning you and telling what Paramashiva reveals, what Swamiji reveals through the third eye. Yes, we have a comment by Nila Aya on YouTube. And we will now be chanting the Mahavakya and manifesting the power of body scanning. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, Aya. So what Swamiji showed through the third eye is one main issue where there is a lot of the sugar which is accumulated in some certain organs of your body. And the second is that also the skin on the nails and toes, the nails that you have is slowly starting to become brittle, and Paramashiva revealed to make sure that you are eating healthy and also to have the Haritaki every day. This is what Paramashiva revealed, and you can also type in the comments if you're able to relate to what was revealed. And with that, we'll be entering into the next segment of today's wonderful program. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all.
Nithyanandam, everyone, welcome back. We would like to introduce everyone to one of the greatest projects that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed, the Ishanya project. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that currently there are enough materials, the basic needs for all the 8 billion people who call this planet as their home. But the decision makers have not reached that conscious level to provide these facilities, these basic needs to all the 8 billion people. If you see today's world and the current state of it, there is so much difference between the people who have in the developed countries and the people who do not have these basic items in the underdeveloped countries. And the people in the developed countries, there is so much of gap between these two, where in the developed countries, the food is being wasted, whereas the people are starving, millions are starving, and millions need the basic food. Same thing with the clothes, the medical equipment, and the shelter, where it is being abused and being wasted in the developed countries. And there are so many countries which are in dire need of it. And KAILASA, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has taken up on its shoulder to raise the conscious level of the world and to provide all of these basic needs and prevent it from being wasted in the developed countries and provide it to the people who are in need through a specialized process of recycling. And this Chaturmasya, from July to October 2022, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has declared for 1 crore 10 million people to be raised out of poverty and to practice Samadhi. Sri Kailasa has a network of various entities in over 140 countries, where Sri Kailasa's entities are registered distributors, where we can manage the process of recycling end to end. We will make full use of this network to collect the clothing, medical equipment, and food material from the developed nations, transport them and distribute it to the countries and regions in need, with all transportation and distribution expenses sponsored by Sri Kailasa. So the Ishanya project is a beautiful way where we collect the clothing, medical equipment, food, and clothes from the various countries around the globe and check the quality and process the received goods and distribute it to the countries and people who are in need. And if you would like to know more, if you would like to participate in this beautiful project introduced by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you can log on to gov.shrikailasa.org/Ishanya to participate. And in the Ishanya project, we have already had the beautiful process, the ball rolling, and currently there has been a beautiful break in Kailasa, Canada, where over 2,500 clothes have been given from the Kailasa Canada Sangha all the way to Sri Lanka, where they're facing a dire need, an economic crisis, and also Annadan, the donation of food, is going on continuously in the Madurai Shyamala Pita Sarvanya Peetham and also in Tiruvannamalai, the Arunachala Sarvanya Peetham, and various other places. So if you want to be a part of this Ishanya project, if you want to contribute, or if you want to request for a donation for your community where you feel the Ishanya project, you need the help of the Ishanya project, you can log on to our website and we will be happy to get in contact with you and With that, we'll be moving into one of the most exciting parts of today's session, the coronation of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. In just a few moments, please stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed.
Nithyanandam, welcoming all the viewers watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the various social media platforms. As today we are celebrating the coronation of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, let us see who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara, one of the most beautiful manifestation expression of Paramashiva. Bhagavan Sundareshwara is the embodiment of superconsciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He came down as the most handsome form to marry Devi Meenakshi and administer the city of Madurai. He assumed the physical body multiple times in Madurai to perform his divine leelas. I'm sure all of you would be acquainted with the beautiful story of Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Devi Meenakshi was the daughter of a Pandya king named Malayadwaja, and she was coronated as the queen of the Madurai Shyamalapeta Sarvangapitham, the Pandya kingdom. And once she was coronated, she went to conquer the 54 kingdoms of Hinduism, the 54 deshas, and came to Kailasa, where she met Bhagavan Paramashiva and knew at that very instant that she is Devi Parashakti and her consort is Bhagavan Paramashiva. and requested Bhagavan Paramashiva to come down to assume the physical body in the most handsome form to rule with her the kingdom of Madurai. And Bhagavan Paramashiva, with his utmost compassion, accepted Devi Meenakshi's request and came down as Sundareshwara, which literally means the handsome god, and married Devi Meenakshi in the sacred city of Madurai. Each divine action, each energy becomes an independent entity. If you connect with that energy, he gives you the same blessing. Sundareshwara is the energy of Leela, playfulness. Ask him whatever he has broken all the rules. Each form of Paramashiva is very unique. As many of you know about Bhagavan Kala Bhairava, the most ferocious form of Bhagavan Paramashiva, yet the most compassionate. The same way, Bhagavan Paramashiva, in his various 64 forms, one of those beautiful forms is Bhagavan Sundareshwara. If you see the Leelas of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, which were performed in the sacred city of Madurai, literally, he has broken all the rules as such that we, mundane human beings, have put as per our logic, and has given enlightened and liberated every single being, not only human beings, but even animals and birds. It is literally the feeling connection that the person has towards Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Immediately he gives everything that you wish. Swamiji beautifully says, Sundareshwara is not the Shiva that you understand sitting in the Himalayas, frozen in ice in Samadhi. He is Lord Shiva and Krishna put together, playing Leelas so casually and beautifully. His Leelas are innumerable. 63 were recorded. Each Leela expresses his dimension. Beautifully, Swamiji says that Paranjyoti Munivar, who recorded all these Leelas, would have been in such a mess to not knowing what to leave and what to record. Hence, he has chosen one Leela to explain one dimension of Sundareshwara. The 64th Leela is not a Leela. His presence is recorded as a Leela. 63 are the actions, and 64th is his very presence. Sundareshwara, Bhagavan Sundareshwara is not a story. Meenakshi is not a story. Swamiji beautifully says, I can't even say it has happened. I can only say it is happening whenever you remember them. It is not a pastime, it is present times whenever you remember them. And the same way today, we are having the coronation of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. And it is not same as the history that we read in the history books, but it is alive. It is happening today. It is happening right now, especially when our own Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, is a direct incarnation of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, direct incarnation of Paramashiva himself. So it is literally happening today. And it is one of the greatest time to connect to Bhagavan Sundareshwara, as today is the day of his coronation as the emperor of the Pandya kingdom of the Shamala Pitha, Sarvanya Pitha. Swamiji says, with intellectual understanding alone, when you fall, you will collapse. But if you understand with Leela Dhyana, with devotion, even if you fall, you won't collapse. When you create the space along with the feeling connection, emotion, devotion towards the higher consciousness, simply failure disappears from your system. We have a beautiful video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, guiding us to connect to Bhagavan Sundareshwara through the divine Lila Dhyana. Let us now take a watch.
Somehow, Madurai people had a very close, hearty connection with Mahadeva. Even for small things, he will assume a body. Come here and play. This was the place where he was very playful and joyful, without any of the so-called social laws, regulations, rules, and the dharma which he himself created. Here, he has broken the laws he created as per the planets. He has changed the planets for Madurai people. He has changed the teachings for Madurai people. He has changed the social laws for Madurai people. He has broken all the moral rules for Madurai people. He has done everything possible. Socially accepted, unaccepted, legal, illegal, dharmic, adharmic. In which Shastra it is dharmic? You convert the wolves into horses and sell them, and after you sell and go away, all that fellows, they become overnight, they become again wolf and bite and kill all the remaining horses who are there. And that poor king is now pauper. In which dharma it is accepted? In which Shastra it is accepted? He has done everything possible. He comes down as a worker for the old lady, saying that, see, once there was a flood, huge flood in Vaigai river, and king ordered all the citizens of Madurai should take up one portion and cover it with mud and build an embankment. So all of them have taken up one portion. One old lady, Vandi, her job is that making idli and puttu. Puttu is those days breakfast. She will make all this and sell for people. Still now, in Madurai it is a very popular business. Go out in the night, you will see hundreds of shops. The outside street, they will be making these idlis and selling, breakfast and selling. It is still their tradition. Now it is called Kushbu idli. In those days, it's a tradition of Vandi. So she used to make this pittu and sell. Those days breakfast. She did not get anybody to cover her portion, and she herself can't do. She is too old. She prays to Sundareshwara. This whole city still now, any problem, the only person they turn to is Sundareshwara. They don't trust anybody else. They just turn towards Sundareshwara. And she's the old lady. She can't get a worker to fill her portion, to do her job. She turns towards Sundareshwara. O Chokkanada, Sundareshwara. This guy could have just one thought, the whole Vaigai would have had embankment automatically. He does not do that. He comes down, assuming human body and bargaining with that lady. You should give me the pittu as much as I want, but I will work only for 3 hours. He says, I will work only for 2 muhurta. 1 muhurta is 1.5 hours. I will work only for 2 muhurta, but you should give me as much as I want. This poor lady, she doesn't have anybody else. So she says, all right, go ahead. You can see what is puttu. Come on, show me. This is puttu. Those days breakfast. So she doesn't have anybody else. So no other option, she accepts the bargain. This fellow finally finishes eating everything she cooked. After that, it doesn't work. He goes there and lies down in that bed. So he goes and lies down in the banks of Vaigai. I also traced the palace he had in Vaigai, just in between, the mid of the water. He had a palace where he used to drink with that, all the bhutas. He was not a womanizer. He used to drink and gamble. He will have all these bhutas around and they will play the dice. He will gamble with them. Finally, what is there? Finally, he will cheat all of them. And he was not a womanizer, but he was used to drink and gamble. Anyhow, so he went and lie down in the bank of Vaigai. King comes in the evening to see whether the embankment work is done. He sees all parts have been covered except his portion, the Vandi's portion. King got very annoyed and asked whose portion it is. They said this is Vandi, old lady's portion. He asked, naturally she won't be able to do. Who is doing for her? They showed this guy has been employed by her, but from morning he is not doing anything, he is just lying there. So king calls him and asks, who are you? This fellow says, who are you to ask me this? King says, I am the king of this Madurai. He says, that is the way so many people were thinking, but actually I am the king. There was a strong argument. Finally, king was very angry and he took his sengol, the golden staff with which he rules the country, and gave a strong blow in the back of Sundareshwara. When that beating fell on Sundareshwara, when that stick fell on the Sundareshwara, at that same moment he showed to the king, he is the Antaryami, he is the indweller of every being, cosmos. So the whole world, whole universe, including himself, had that beating. The whole cosmos, including the king, had the mark of that golden staff, scepter, golden scepter's mark, and king was shocked. There he sees Sundareshwara standing with Meenakshi and smiling. King realized who came to play in the form of a worker, and he fell at the feet of Sundareshwara, asked him to apologize. Then Sundareshwara says, just because of Vandi's feeling connection, to please her, to eat her food, to enjoy her puttu, breakfast, I came and I enjoyed. He liberated, he gives enlightenment to Vandi and blesses the king and disappears. Till the end, he has not done his job. He did not do the job of building the embankment to the Vaigai. Casual leelas, not one or two, 64 leelas. God, I know for sure he would have done at least 64,000. And Paranjodi Munivar, the compiler, was able to collect only 64, representing all the 64,000 of leelas. The body with which he has performed this leela, especially blessing the Vandi and converting the wolves into horses foxes into horses. That season, around 40 years, he has performed some more leelas. That body was used by him. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence.
Nithyananda, welcoming back all the viewers watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the various social media platforms. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, was saying very beautifully that he is so easily available. Anytime anybody requests, immediately he reduces his frequency to human body and just walks on the streets of Madurai. He does not judge people, and the only thing you need to obtain is his grace, is simple feeling connection. And today, being the auspicious day of the coronation of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, he is available intensely to all of us. And let us all take this very beautiful chance to get into that space of feeling connection. The one and only thing you need to obtain his grace is simple feeling connection. It is just through the feeling connection that we can connect to Bhagavan Sundareshwara. And we'll be having the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, just in a few moments. So let's all get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Get into a space of deep feeling connection. Let's all settle down. Please make sure that you're sitting with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Bring your awareness to your third eye and start imbibing the deep feeling connection to Bhagavan Sundareshwara, to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji. Intensely chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and get into a space of deep restful awareness in your Ananda Gandha, and intensely reverberate with the Mahavakya, with the feeling connection to connect to Bhagavan Sundareshwara.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.